This is so tender, it just falls off the bone. Lamb is something that not a lot of people reach to often. It may be intimidating, it may be that it's an expensive cut of meat, but today I'm going to show you how to do a bone-in lamb shoulder. It's something that I love when you're having company, or if it's an event, or if it's a holiday where you don't really want to spend all day in the kitchen. This is one of my meals that I call set it and forget it. It takes about 4 hours in the oven, but once it's in, it's prepped, you're pretty much done, and all you have to worry about is your sides. So I have about 5 to 6 pound bone-in lamb shoulder. So we want to start by scoring the fat cap with a small paring knife, and you're gonna go diagonal, about an inch and a half apart, and you wanna cut deep enough that you get through the meat, but you don't wanna dig into the bone. So you're gonna wanna go all the way in so that there's nice deep cuts, and what we're gonna do is put our herbs, our garlic, in those cuts, along with make a marinade to go over top. And then what we're gonna do is score the other way, so it's almost like a checkerboard. So from here, what we're gonna do is season it liberally with salt and pepper. So we're gonna do both sides with salt and pepper and really rub it in. I like to marinate this in the fridge for 24 hours. You could do 48. Do it the night before, it's ready to go, pop it in the oven, and your dinner is ready. Next, what we're gonna do is I have garlic cloves sliced super thin. So we're just gonna put these in the scores that we just did. We're gonna take one of our rosemary sprigs, and we're gonna just pull this off. And the same as we did with the garlic, try and stick it as deep as you can in the incisions. Step 2 is we want to make a marinade so that we can kind of rub it all over. So what I have is I have the zest of 2 lemons. I've got some whole peppercorns, some minced garlic, and then some sea salt. And then I'm just going to pull the thyme leaves. And then I'm going to take our rosemary, the remaining 2 sprigs, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of help because it's not really going to crush down in the mortar. So I'm just gonna chop it roughly. And we're just gonna give it a good pound. And you just wanna make sure that the peppercorns are not whole. We're gonna pour it back in, and we're just gonna add enough oil to make a bit of a paste. You don't want it too runny because you wanna be able to smooth this all over the lamb. And then I'm gonna take half of it and just rub it all over. Flip it, and then we're gonna do the same on the flip side. So now our lamb is ready to go in the fridge to marinate. If you are on a bit of a time crunch, you could do it the morning of. So what I like to do is either put it directly into a bag or even wrap it in plastic wrap. Alternatively, if you don't like using single-use plastics, you can marinate it directly in a heavy-duty Dutch oven and then just pop that in the fridge. So this has been marinating overnight. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna have 2 rosemary sprigs, or 1 large just cut in half, some thyme all around, and then we're gonna pour 2 cups of wine all around the roast. And we're just gonna do that. We're gonna pop the lid on, and we're gonna put it in a 350-degree oven for 3 to 4 hours. Monitor it every hour and a half, 2 hours. You don't have to if you're busy, if you're vacuuming, you're doing laundry, it's not the end of the world, but do watch it, and you want the meat to be super fork tender. So we're gonna pop that in the oven. This is so tender, it just falls off the bone. So there's no exact cooking time for this. It depends on how big the roast is. It depends on how big the bone is. So just watch it, taste it. This is exactly what we're looking for. So the last step on this, when it is at this consistency, we want to pop it back in the oven at 450 for about 10 to 15 minutes until the skin gets crispy. No one wants a fatty skin. So I'm plating it today with some roasted fries. It's super simple to do. You can pop them in an hour before you're ready to serve. And then to finish, we have this beautiful jus on the bottom. You could make a gravy with it if you like. I like to just spoon a little bit on top. This is my go-to set it and forget it meal. It's minimal effort, it's a crowd pleaser, it is very impressive, and I think it's the perfect meal to add to your holiday roster this season.